Bashir was supposed to allegedly star in the reboot of The Fresh Prince of Bel-Air, right?
I can see it.
Right, that's what I'm saying, right? So
Yeah,
they're
it
telling
would have been a better fit.
yeah. So they gassing me up. So I'm like, all right. So I said, look, Will, I said, what do you want me to do? He said, I want you to go to Chicago and hold this guy down, right? I said, to be his assistant? And he was like,
He always sending you to be the assistant.
Right. So I'm like, I said, this guy can't pay me. And then I go to my computer. Boom. I remember like it was yesterday. I turned the computer around. I said, Will, that's what's in my bank account right now. Right? Will started laughing. Right? And said, I'm going to make sure you get double that over the course of time. That's my guarantee. So I'm like, jeez. I said, okay. So he said, just make sure you hold them down. Because he was like, Charlie Mack is not going to be able to be there. Because him and Charlie had something else going on. Right? Okay. So I said, well, listen, let me close out what I'm doing. Right? And I told Will, with some of my sponsors, I'm going to need you to do me a video or something to just let them know I'm working on a special project with you. And then it'll be beneficial for them in the future. Right? So I'm covering all my grounds. Right? So, and I said, I need some time before the show starts for me to make it out there to close everything down. So I arrived in Chicago for Empire. It's a damn mess. It's no other way to put it. This dude is going crazy, right? He's out there allegedly with male prostitutes. He's pissing in the trailer. He's acting psychotic, right?
Same thing he's doing now.
Beyond that. But this is why a show is going on, right? So I'm like, so I pulled him to the side, right? And I said, listen, I'm here to help you and so forth and so on. So he was like, all right, I feel that. He said, everybody on the set know you. Everybody seem like they love you. I want to love you because everybody else love you. I said, if that's what you want to do, then do it. But he kept acting up. And then one day I said, what the F is wrong with you? And he was like, you know. He said, you know Will me. You know Diddy made me suck his penis. You know what's going on. You know Charlie made me suck. And I said, I have no idea what's going on. I have no idea. So he crying, no blood is coming from his nose. Yes, you do. Yes, you do. And I'm like, yo, listen. So I grabbed my husband. I said, listen, I don't know. I didn't know what happened. Nothing. I was just asking.
Is this true?
Yeah, no, I'm gonna let you about to see if it's true from the paperwork. Oh, we telling something that got paperwork involved. Let me get to the paperwork. So at this point, I'm crying because I feel his pain. Like I can kind of tell when somebody phony and all, but it was the pain where the snot was coming out his nose. His nose was bleeding. He in the corner screaming, balled up, right? Like I could feel his pain, like he had been raped, like he had been forced to do something. You understand what I'm saying? So I said, well, listen, let me find out what's going on. He said, don't say nothing. Don't say nothing, right? So I'm like, Yaz, I'm like, yo, just relax. I said, everything gonna be okay, you know? And he was like, no, they're gonna get me if I say something. They're gonna get me if I, like he's spazzing, right? So he calmed down after a couple of days. I reached out to Charlie Mack, who was managing the book. So Charlie was managing Yaz.
Oh.
So Charlie is the one that brought Yaz to Will. Now, okay, so let me stay within the story. So I reached out to Charlie. I said, listen, I said, Yaz is going crazy. He's saying that Will raped him, and he said Diddy made him suck his penis, right? So he was like, what? He was like, yeah, oh yeah. He was like,
what? Talk about it? You think Yaz will talk about it?
I don't. As I finish the story, you judge, right? Okay. So all this is speculation right now. Ain't no paperwork involved, right? Okay. So now Charlie flies down there, boom, 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 and he tells me, listen, man, I had a talk with Yaz, whatever the case may be. Everything is cool or whatever, right?
Oh, you love your birds in the kitchen.
About a week later, he spazzes out again, right? I knew you was going to say something, right? I'm like, Yaz, how can I not say something? You said you were raped, and you said Diddy made you suck his penis. This is what you told? I said, dude, this is criminal, right? So allegedly, he told me they took care of it. So whenever Charlie Mack came down, I think they gave him some money, whatever they promised him, right? So as time go on, he's still having effects from being raped. He's still having effects of the alleged and the allege of sucking Diddy's penis in the studio.
Allegedly.
Yeah, all allegedly at this point. So now, so I had to leave the show because he was just acting irate. Like his behavior got so diabolical and so repugnant that I couldn't even be around it, right? So as I was leaving and he knew I was leaving, he actually was hurt that I was leaving. And he started telling everybody on set what was going on, that I knew that Will and Diddy allegedly raped him.
Oh, allegedly.
Okay, so now I got to get my lawyers involved. Now we come to paperwork, right? So I let him know that I was going to sue him. That's number one.
Sue
who? Sue Yaz. Because two things happened. Number one, the money he was supposed to pay, he didn't pay me, because Will was going responsible for the bulk payment. Then he was going around telling people I knew about these sexual assaults against him, you know? And so what happened with that was the lawyers got involved. Then Charlie and Will arranged a lawyer for Bashir. So they was telling me, like, look, B, let this thing go. So I'm not letting nothing go. And this is to Will and Charlie allegedly telling them that I need an NDA from this dude. Because this dude, whatever y'all got me involved in, is something dangerous and filthy and diabolical. So they was like, well, we can't do that, so we'll pay you to sign an NDA with him. And I'm like, yeah, I don't want your filthy money. I want this guy to stop saying that I know that you and Diddy did something to him. Allegedly. So then they came back. My lawyer said, listen, this is the best that I think can happen that will protect you. They will allow a mutual NDA where Bashir won't say anything about you, nor can you say anything about Bashir.
But you're talking now.
Right. Hold on, let me finish.
Oh, allegedly.
Allegedly. So we do this. So we do the paperwork.
Okay.
It's legal paperwork, which you got in here. So there's a mutual NDA between Bashir Gray and myself. Right. That happened. So now I'm leaving. I'm out of Chicago. I'm off the set and everything. So Bashir starts telling people again that I know. So he breaks the NDA. The NDA is already broken. So now, okay, now that I can prove that he broke the NDA, I can talk about it now. So before I leave, I'm going to leave you a copy of the mutual NDA between Bashir Gray and I. Now, that means that something happened. Why was there a mutual? Because you never hear people doing mutual NDAs. It's one-sided. You are not allowed to say anything, right? Mm-hmm. So now, when people want to read between the lines when he said all this and so forth and so on,
don't it listen to NDA what you're not allowed to, or did it say anything?
No, it's just a mutual NDA saying that money that he owed me he had to do and things that happened in his circumference, and that I wasn't allowed to talk about, nor was he allowed to talk about if it mentioned me, right? So when you can read the NDA, if you decide to post it, whatever, that's
you gotta post that shit.
Okay, yeah, that's the.
I ain't got no money for Will and Jada.
Can I tell you something?
Yes.
Even with all they ain't doing nothing. I told you before. In my last interview, they ain't doing nothing. Will ain't doing nothing. Jada ain't doing. So let me give you a little more backstory, just so that we clear.
I feel sexy now, black man.
So now we got another situation that happened. Mm-hmm. Once I told you that